Hey, you looking for some secrets? I got them right here. I'm Wieczorek, and I've got this podcast. It's called Chicago Real Estate Secrets, and I'm going to share those secrets with you. I'm going to have the top producers and other real estate innovators in our area, and they're going to tell you everything you need to know how to make that money. So tune in every week and check it out.
All right. So today on the podcast, we have Meldina. Meldina is somebody that, man, I talked to, man, maybe a year ago and pretty much knocked me off my feet with her story. And that's a whole different podcast. But today, she's graced us with her presence. She's a monster. She's a fantastic realtor. She's out there constantly keeping it moving. And she's just, somebody that's motivated me with her story. And I want to have her chat with us today about overcoming adversity. But Meldina, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on. Did not expect I'm going to be talking on a podcast today, but yeah, as you can see, I'm driving my car, and I'm going. I was just coming back from my friends that her family died. Part of the family died. So anyway, I just want to tell you, I don't really have adversity. As you can see, I just keep going. Whatever happens in your life, you just take it on and keep advancing yourself and moving forward. I don't look back. And basically that's what I do. And in real estate, it means a lot because dealing with different situations every single day, you have to keep moving forward. Doesn't really matter what happens, if the deal breaks down, if somebody dies, unfortunately, and if you're losing a deal or getting a deal done, you just have to keep moving forward. And that's what it is. Having a positive attitude towards your life and towards your clients, your family, is what keep me going. That's basically what I would like to say.
Well, I love it because, and it happened right at the beginning of the podcast. Heck, you were like, I didn't know that I was going to be talking on here. You probably didn't even know you were going to be recorded on.
In my Adidas, gym shoes, I have my, I have my glasses on. I have no makeup, but yeah, it just, it whatever surprises you, happens in your life, you just take it and make best out of it. Yes. Meeting clients, meeting people, meeting you, it was like a really big thing for me as well. So, everything happens for a reason, and even if it's bad, right?
Sometimes that's the most powerful stuff, right? That,
right, that builds you on, makes you a better person. Yeah. Sometimes it does not, but in real estate is such a intense career, and it just takes every day something happens new. You meet new people, and you dealing with people's money, with the best investment of their lives. As you can see, you're financing on them as well, so they're really sensitive about that. And yeah. Being able to help everybody as much as you can, it makes you feel good. Like just yesterday, I showed a property to one of my clients that I showed to her mom a property 20 years ago. So her daughter was 7 years old at the time, and she bought a townhouse in Schaumburg. So 20 years later, the mom calls me out for her daughter that is now 27. And she has a daughter that is 7 years old. And I end up selling her a condo. And the very unfortunate thing, the daughter has a daughter that is 7 years old that has leukemia.
Oh.
And helping her buy something, and it made me feel so wonderful. It made me feel that I did something right 20 years ago, and I'm doing something right now.
I think that's exactly what that means. I think that's exactly what that means. That's like that's the definition of success. You generational, business that's more than happy to come to you and put their life in your hands, because you said it before, like, yeah, you're dealing with their money, but that's the least of it. Right? It's
right.
The biggest.
Yeah, I mean, they're buying a condo for $85,000. So this is not like a biggest transaction online. Trust me, this is probably one of the lowest transactions, but made me feel
no. Yeah.
wonderful.
I'm saying no matter what the number was, the bigger thing is their life, right? The biggest investment of their life. And it's cool to know like that people like you understand that, like, hey, these are people here. And no matter what comes, we just got to keep going because we owe it to them. I mean, it's not a secret that there's large commissions paid to realtors. great, put it on the table. And the reason why the realtors are paid the way that they are is because there's a lot more going on than anybody gives any side of the transaction credit for. And I'll tell you what,
and you love it. You have to love it. You have to have your skin in it. You just have to love people and love helping them, and then everything else will come by itself. Yes,
absolutely.
So overcoming adversity, the topic of subject you have today, but you have to explain what it means, right?
Yes. I love that. I was like, wow, that's
like, I don't know that word because I really don't know what it means, and I don't want to know what it means. Just keep going.
Podcast over. We're done, folks. We're done. No, so like, you know, and for me, have you always been that way? Let me ask you that. Have you always been that way?
I've been always straightforward. I just had no time to be different. Yeah. I just don't have time to play games, and
Wow.
you know, I've been always like this way. Yes, you'll know what's going on. You'll know everything comes my way, and you'll know what's going on. So
yeah. I mean it like in the nicest, kindest, prettiest way. I mean, you're a fucking beast. You're just a beast in the prettiest way that I can make that sound. Like, I don't know how else to say it if it's cliche, but since the time that I met you, I was like, what? I'm like, that's like a real, like, I was, you know, there's war heroes. I'm like, that
yeah, honestly,
she's a hero. She's a fucking hero.
We talked about how I came here. I was 21. And I came from, you know, my country was in a war, and it was just a really bad situation. I came on my own. I lived through everything, and then you just come, and America is just an amazing country. I mean, they give you all these opportunities. Doesn't matter who you are, what religion you are, and what color skin you are. So and we need to use this. I just want to tell everybody who's listening to this podcast, try to do the best out of your life, and also buy property. The earlier you are, the younger you are. I was 22. I was here 21. I came 22. I bought my first property.
Wow.
Buy property, because the longer you have it, the wealthier you are. Yeah. You can actually pay it off, and you're 50 years old. Yeah, and property's paid off. You can live a beautiful life just having one paid off property at 50. So invest. You know, don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to explore and to learn and to work hard. And have fun. Yes. So that's my message.
Yes. No, I mean, so something I identify with you, and I work on it every day. For you, different experiences led to this warrior spirit. For me, it was, you know, health stuff, and like kind of being like, whoa, I don't know what just happened, but I get this thing now. I get how this works.
Yes.
And this is going to be a whole lot more fun because I'm in control over here. Now I know what I'm doing with this thing. And, you know, I think that's really hard for people to find. I know for me, again, I don't know, in retrospect, it was a long path to get to that day of.
No, I admire that. I know what you told me. And that's another thing, honestly. I mean, here I am in my car, and I want you to zoom back and see my bike. So this is it. I'm working. I'm using my free moments to take care of my health, myself, and keep positive, and overcome anything that comes your way, you know. And now with Corona and COVID-19, it is really, really hard to keep your mind set and in mind positive, and to be happy. And that's whatever makes you happy, try to do it.
Yeah.
You know, eating healthy, working out, and working hard, taking care of your family, and you know, helping others. So I got my bike, and you know, that what makes me happy to do something for myself and for the others. You know, and that's what you did for yourself, and I admire that. I really do. You overcame some obstacles in your life that are really hard, you know. And I appreciate you sharing that as well.
Thank you. Yeah, no. It was one of the first people that I had shared that complete story of success with that was at that time a stranger. Okay, so but I was like, I couldn't have felt more comfortable. Right. And then the exchange that we had, I was like, what is happening with this thing? Because, like, you know, at that moment, I'm still like processing all the cool stuff that you're in control of. But I'm like, wow, I'm attracting some really, really cool, interesting people that have this gratitude thing down and perspective. It's the glasses,
right.
Lenses of perspective.
And we all have a story to say.
Yes.
Every single person has a story to say. We have to be all ears and listen to them and help them as much as we can. And that's all it is about. In the end, it's you know, not how much money you have, and you're not going to take it with you for sure, whatever you have. It's experiences and the people that matter. You know, that's how I look at it.
Yeah. And you can't be like, I always say, don't be shy of making money. You need to make a lot of money. The more money you have, the more you can give and be involved.
Go for it.
And put it back in the market. I mean, shit, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to trust anybody else with it? No, put it in something tangible. Right. Get it and get rid of it. Get it and get rid of it. You know, like live hungry in a obviously in a good manner, right? Like take care of what you need to take care of. Everything's paid for, but like, what are we investing in? Yeah, there's some things that'll make you money, but like get rid of your money. That's the best investment in my opinion. Obviously buy good things with it, but get rid of it so you stay in that flow and you're investing into somebody else's economy, and that's to
make more money. Right. And then be happier.
Yeah,
have more time on your hands to work out, to spend with your family, quality time with your family. So that's a really secret to happy life. You know, have a positive attitude and a positive attitude towards your money, towards your family. And I agree with you. So, I mean, thank you so much for having me and sharing this on a podcast, because it was out of blue. I just thought we were going to talk on a phone.
I love it though that you're right in it though.
You tricked me. I was like, oh my God.
I didn't trick you.
In my car. Thank you. No, I'm just joking with you.
But this is the epitome of why I love it, because it's something, you know, like I have it tattooed on my wrist right now. Like the time is now. Like you were like, wait, I thought we were going to be on a phone call. Now all of a sudden I got my bike in the back. I've got to go on a video, and then they're going to record the shit. All right, cool. Like I'm right here. Like, let's just do this. I'm driving. Oh, I'm not driving anymore. I'll share a little bit more. I'm like, that's the point, right? That's the whole topic. Like you just saw how to overcome adversity. You fucking eat your fears and just go forward as quickly as you can to the next thing.
I honestly don't have fears. That's the scary part. I hardly have. I don't even know. The only fears I have is for health fears and fears for my health, for my family. Mm-hmm. Comes to business, comes to these things, you just don't have fears. You just keep going and keep advancing yourself, learning. You know, honestly, the most successful people, what they do, they learn, they read, they educate themselves, and the more you educate yourself, the less fears you have. And then if you don't have time for that to educate yourself, find somebody who is educated, who actually is doing this for you, and you can share that education like we are. I'm in real estate. I can't say I'm the best, but I'm pretty good. And hire somebody like that to help you and educate you. Or in mortgage industry like you know, find somebody who is actually spending time like you are spending time and doing these videos and educating yourself and learning the best you can be in your field. Mm-hmm. So once you connect yourself, it's like connecting dots, right? Connect yourself to all these people like attorneys, title companies. You can make a mistake. It's really hard to make that mistake, because if these people are honest and they looking at your back and they want to help you, you are going forward. My message.
It's fantastic. I'm like getting comfortable over here because I'm like, oh, it's so soothing to hear. It's like, that's what it is though. Like what people are like, I can't believe I'm not making it. And I'm like, who are you hanging out with? They're like, you know, I'm hanging out with, and I know them like, well, what the fuck are you thinking the answer is going to be any different? I mean,
and do they care about you? Do they care about your money? Yeah. You know, I honestly feel for people's money. I just feel when they're losing, and I want to help them. And if I can't help them, it bothers me. You know, sometimes you can't help everybody. Yeah. I can't say I help everybody. I really don't. I can't.
And listen, like some people are going to care about your money, right? But like they don't know how to do anything with it. So like maybe take them along, but don't sit there with them thinking shit's going to change. Like bring them along, but you gotta reach up and you find somebody who, and there's plenty of successful people out there. I'm sure you've helped more than a handful of people, right? Probably groups of people, whatever it is. The most successful people want to help the most, right? And so go read a fucking book. I am like, you know, can't sit down and read a book, but I listen only. I don't listen to music, very rarely. And this might sound odd. I don't listen to music. Yeah. I don't watch TV. I don't listen. I didn't even know Corona was actually here until I couldn't buy Lysol. Now that might be a little aggressive, but
I'm glad you didn't injected it.
But you know, but I'm like, the only shit that goes in my ears is what I you know, anything that goes in our ears is what we're producing around us. So I'm just trying to fill my ears with the good stuff. And it's just interesting that people don't understand that it's a lot easier when you slow down, look at people, and identify that if you can't answer their questions really appropriately at the right time, you can be the coolest person and be a person, whatever, like, and vibe with everybody. But when it comes down to brass tacks, you got to get your shit straight, and the legalities of this process you can't talk your way out of. So you need both sets, right? You need the education, you need the personability, and you need the people around you to get where you're going. You can't do it alone. I don't give a shit who you are. You can't do it alone. Not for very long, that's for sure.
Right. No, I mean, nothing can be done alone. And as I said, trying to connect the dots, connect to the people who you're comfortable with, but you also do your research.
Yeah.
And find out what they do, how many people they helped, how long they've been in the business, things like that. It will put you forward in your life, even with your friends, with everybody. This is how the life is. But yeah.
How did you find your mentor, or how I know, and maybe there's not the perfect answer, but like, how does somebody find their tribe, whatever that might be? How does somebody find their people where they can reach up, or like they're not comfortable with like whatever it is, they don't network, they don't do that, whatever, like where does somebody start to branch out so they can grow?
Depends what they want to do. It's hard to, that's a
Real
big
estate,
general question.
realtor only.
Oh,
Realtor only.
Realtor only. Well, it depends on the location they're located. I mean, first of all, you want to look at
Illinois.
Yeah, Chicago. Call me.
Yeah, there you go. What the shit? That's a good answer.
I'm not going to worry too much.
Why?
You're asking too big a question.
Why?
No, I'm not.
No, it's a good answer. I love the answer. Why would they call somebody else?
And I'm not there to tell anybody, yeah, I'm the best or
But why? Why should they look for someone like you? Tell us what you're like, what you provide, like as a mentor or a support.
Honestly, very genuine. I have no time to play games. Very genuine. And I know a lot of realtors that are like that. Mostly, I do have experience that it matters. And I really don't like talking about myself. So I would not want to continue this.
I'm probing.
I am bad in bragging. I'm good in working. So that's what it is. I work hard and I try to show my success through my work. And looking back, all the closings I had, all the clientele I had, yes, not everybody was perfectly happy, but I would say 99% of clients I've been working on, they just nothing to say. So I'm pretty satisfied with my success. And that's it. I'm not gonna brag too much.
Well, and I think the simplest.
I know you're trying to get me brag, but I can't.
Yeah, no, I'm not, and it's not bragging. And I think that's one of the most powerful things. I think Oprah said it. Shout out to Oprah. She was like, "Listen, I used to get get offended when people would say, 'Oh, she's so full of herself,' and now when they say it, she's like, 'Yeah, I am. I'm so full of myself, my cup runneth over.'" Like, until you're full of yourself, and that's not a bad thing. You need to understand yourself, full of yourself, confident in yourself. Well, then you can give to other people. And so you have a confidence about you that I think speaks volumes. Again, you've shared more of your history with me, and again, different podcasts. But your perspective is like, what the fuck else are we doing here? Like, nothing's really that bad. This isn't really that hard, and we just got to do the next thing. I think it's powerful if people can understand we don't need to go through this horrific event to understand that the best way to serve ourselves, our family, our kids, our clients, their kids, whatever, is just to take the information you've received and fucking turn around and give it to the person it goes to. Not hold it and think, are they going to be mad? Oh my God, they might be pissed. I think people get caught up in these transactions. They're just not relaying information fast enough. Something happened. The value came in low. Find out. Value came in low. Do you want to buy it for more? Like, whatever it is, I think that the communication just needs to be spearheaded in a lot of these situations. And when we talk about fear, Grant Cardone says this, and he's one of my, mentors, but we have to starve fear of its greatest food, which is time. And people just create shit in their heads when they wait too long to deliver information. So in this business, how have you found it? What's been the most effective means of communication amongst the most deals? Like what has been, you know, some people are like, oh yeah, I only text. Has it been everything, or has it been a certain style? What's your communication?
Well, honestly, I've been doing this for 21 years.
Yes.
Okay, so I did every single style of communication. I'm doing this video now. It's a new thing, but
Congratulations.
I don't know if you know, but like 21 years ago when I started, there was like a yellow page, like a book that came out to the office, and then you would have to get this book and go to these pages and then find properties for your client and then call your clients and tell, oh, this is a new property, came once a week, you know, in the book. And then you would have to work hard and find properties to your client. They would come to the office and go to the book themselves, and then the computer came along, you know, all these old TV computers. So I went through all that, calling people, finding listings for them, emailing listings, and they're finding the listings by themselves, going to the Zillow. So I find that every single person has a different style. And I find that adjusting myself to that person's style is what works the best. So there's people who work as a doctors, as a nurses, as I work with all these different kinds of people. So everybody has different, I would always ask, what do you want me to communicate? How do you want me to communicate to you? Do you want to text? I had transactions where I only communicated with a text, and that was my most hateful transactions because it was very hard for me to express myself through a text message.
But they were happy.
But they were happy. They closed. They were happy. I would try to call them. They would text me back, say, you know what? Can you text me? I'm like, sure. So you know, I adjust myself, and that's what what the good thing about being a realtor is, that you should adjust yourself to the client's needs and the client's wishes and how they want to communicate. But honestly, in my opinion, it's the best if you can use all kinds of communications to one person, because this is trying to explain somebody something to the text message sometimes is really hard. You know,
do you find people say, yeah, I get it, and they're like, no idea.
And then especially because I have Bosnian and English on my phone, and then some Bosnian language goes in there, and it texts my client something. I just like a few days ago, I wanted to text somebody like something with a pork, or I'm not sure what I was trying to say, and then it came up porn. And I was like apologizing for 20 minutes. I'm like, oh my God.
Which one's worse?
I'm like, I'm sorry about this. I didn't mean to text this to you.
Yeah.
So yes, some weird stuff will come out on this phone when I'm texting, you know, with my phone.
You know what? You're probably going to have a cooler relationship with that person than you ever did before, just because you had to talk to him. Like, I didn't send that.
Oh my God, that was not a good text. Yeah, it was like one of the worst texts I ever had.
Oh. Well, listen, I think if anybody is like, oh, I need one nugget out of this, I mean, you could already pull a bunch. Hopefully we can grab a couple more, but I mean, it's something that we do too. So man, I couldn't have imagined a better answer to the question of what's been the best way to communicate with everybody, like the common, you know, denominator, or, you know, overwhelming average. And it's, well, I just ask them how they want to be communicated with. I just ask them how they would prefer, and then I do that. And
that's it.
Boom, it. Wow. Like a lot of, I think, what I hope to uncover on these podcasts is stuff that obviously, like, I'm not like master, or these are helping me learn, of course, but the secret to real estate, the secret to lending, the secret to whatever it is you're doing is ask people.
You know, selling a house, how simple that is. I mean,
ask.
You have to listen to your client, and if they tell you want a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, basement, 2-car garage, they want to have a balcony, or they want to have been in a secluded street with no noise, they want to be close to train, whatever they want. It makes it simple if you listen to them, and then you find what they want. Then just trying to keep pushing something else to the clients. And first of all, it makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And second, though, they're going to say, what the heck she's showing me? This is not what I want. She doesn't know what she's doing, or he's doing, you know.
That's frustrating.
So, right. It's frustrating to them. It's frustrating to you. You're wasting your time. So taking initial time, learning about your client. And sometimes they don't even know what they want, but it's your you have to figure out on your own. Otherwise, sometimes it takes me a couple times to take my client out, and then I hear what they're saying. Oh, this bedroom is too small, or you know what, they only has 1.5 bed. I really like 2 bath.
Mm-hmm.
So you listen to them, and then you just adjust the search for them, and then go next time and find them something they really like.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for everybody. So that's listening is a big thing in the real estate.
And I think maybe we have a mutual friend in Ewa and Greg.
Okay.
Do you know
Okay.
Hajj?
How you spell the last name?
Hachaj. Maybe it's a different Meldina.
Hostage.
Yeah, Eva.
Okay, no.
Did you model when you were younger?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, with Eva. Oh my God,
Eva,
how do you
yes.
know? Oh my God.
Because Greg is the one that got me healthy. Her and her husband.
Oh, husband has a health club. Yes, you're right.
Not a health
we
club.
went to Las Vegas together.
He's got a fucking angel factory is what he's got. It's not a health club. They got me out of UIC. Like I was given 3 months of his program from my surgeon at UIC, Dr. Enrico Benedetti, who was attached to the study, controlled study at UIC, and mine was such a unique case. They were like, "Get this dude."
So
in
you know Ava? You never told me this. Oh my God!
She texted me yesterday, and she was like, "Hey, I think you work with my friend Meldina or something." And I don't know how she put that together or whatever.
We've been friends since my 20s. We went to Las Vegas together. We did modeling shows. That was like years ago. I'm like over.
So you see how this just crazy shit. That's just it's just wild. I fucking love it.
You just blow me out with that. It's like your card you pulled out on the end of the podcast. Yeah, here we go.
I mean, I don't even know where I was going with that now. I mean, again,
he kept you healthy. That's what you wanted to say.
No, and I didn't even want to go down that road. But I mean, those are the people that I'll use this little soapbox for that. I mean, so Greg is somebody that was a professional soccer player in Poland. Then he got hurt, and then he was a professional bodybuilder, and he reached the point in which he knew his body was maxed out, and he was not healthy otherwise. And then he got out of that, and he used the knowledge from both of those careers to spearhead the new venture, which fast forward, I find myself in the program, and now coming back over it a year later. Literally the best health I've ever been in my entire life. And I'm like cheerleading for him everywhere I go, like, try this shit out, do this. Oh, you hurt, go there. Not because of anything else, but the shit works at whatever. And,
definitely.
And so, my 3 months of free service ended with them as a result of my surgery, and the surgeon that did it being like, you need this. And at that time I hadn't worked for like 6 months because I was 3 months, recovery, but blah, blah, blah beforehand. And he's like, well, we'll pay for it. Right. So coming out of it, I still didn't have the money necessarily, but I was like, I'm doing whatever I need to do to be by these people as much as possible. Right. I'm paying to be in the therapy, but I want to be by them first. And I just remember feeling like that, being like, no, this is where I'm going to be in this thing. Like these people are like I want to be in this. Because I saw them still do as like angelic, not for, I don't, they might have other things. Everyone's got their own shit going on, but what they're doing is so fantastic. And being around them feels right. So like when shit feels right, stay there, milk that, try to be back there. Cause that gut thing, that's that real thing still. That's that inner voice that I think the older we get, the softer it gets because we just throw shit on top of it. But when you're around the right people and you get that feeling and then it ends up being right, like now I'm like, that's my fucking radar. I'm like, who else is like Greg? Find some Gregs out there, but that's somebody who lifts me up in so many ways. And just seeing him in that huge white smile, I'm like, man, you are incredible. The shit.
I have to just tell you, I just saw him on the pictures. I know Eva, and I know when she married him, but honestly, I never really personally met him. I was in his gym.
You saw, he was like this wide.
Like I saw. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Okay, good to know.
Number 5 in the world or something like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
incredible. But he used his knowledge. This is where I like, you know, part of the story is he used the knowledge from each one to go to the next thing, and each one was better for him in progress. And now he's going to help a lot. I mean, I feel that place is going to go boom. They're helping, you know, the 85 Bears and Mike Ditka and a lot of big people that can help promote the fact that it works. People need that stuff. But going back to success and you, and then we'll wrap it up. I just want to know if people are out there and they want to get in touch with you, right? One, what should they like? I don't want just everybody and anybody hitting you up. If they're going to hit you up, what should they be prepared with, right? Like, should they have something about, you know, guidance in how to get into real estate? Are you okay with that? Is it how to build a team? Is it anything at all? What, you know, categories are you like, man, I can just be a wealth of information on? Anything real estate?
Well, you know, anything real estate. Even if they want to get into real estate to do real estate, they become a real estate agent themselves, or to buy or sell, to be investors, remodeling, whatever their wishes are, they're thinking of. I mean, I can help with any of that. So definitely, a lot of people been thinking about flipping homes. They good handyman, they investors. So I've worked with all kinds of different ideas. Even the real estate agent wanting to do sales and they want to help others, I definitely encourage calling me because I can help them. I can mentor these people and help them be successful as well in the same direction. So I'm located at 5862 Lincoln. So my office is Lincoln and Peterson. So it's centrally located in Chicago, but still it's close to North Shore. We're close to many places. They can come and visit me for information, or they can talk on the phone. We can do virtual, like this video talk. If they want to buy a house, you know, I always recommend getting a pre-approval letter so they can call you first and then know how much and what they qualify for, because you know, this is the number one thing to do. And I'm sure many of these listeners already heard this many times, but I always reinforce that, because it's like going to the buying a shoes and you don't have a wallet or you don't have money. You need to have money first, and you need to know how much money you have. So what do you qualify for? With this COVID-19, we've been very cautious. We've been wearing masks, and lately we have not been wearing gloves, but I have been wearing gloves in the beginning. Now I just do sanitizer. And then all the clients are wearing masks now. So it's been safe, mostly safe for everybody, even for the sellers and the buyers. I would definitely, with the COVID-19, encourage wearing masks, being safe, but, you know, going out there and doing things like normal.
Okay.
I would definitely encourage that.
Yeah, I guess the other just little question here, I think this is an interesting one, is what type of, or two parts or whatever you think is more important, like what type of individual is somebody that, like, you know, should look to real estate as a profession if they're younger? Because I think a lot of people, we always say, like, people don't just end up in real estate. You got here some way. But I mean, if people intentionally want to go into real estate, wow, I mean, you could really get a lot of information on the way in that's going to help you. What type of person it would be successful in real estate? Or these are young people specifically, what type of individual would be fit for real estate? And, or if they're young and very intrigued with it as a career already, and they're still in school, what's the best way for them to?
Oh my God, yes. My brother did real estate when he was in school. So he paid his school through. He has $0 left for his college. I mean, I encourage, yes, go for it.
Do it now and do it part-time while you're in school.
Go into the team. So if you're not, because most of the times if you're young, a lot of times the buyers or sellers will not come to you because they are looking for experienced agents. They want to make sure their money is safe. Go into the teams or go into the office that there's somebody who I can look up to and can teach you, can help you with the beginning. But you have to be self-driven. You have to be, there's no clock on real estate. I have people call me 11 o'clock at night. Sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't.
Yeah.
And have people call me in the morning. So it's, you know, but you need to respond to these people. It doesn't have to happen that time. You need to call every single person back. You have to schedule these appointments. You have to be responsible. and then the knowledge will come. You will learn through the time.
Yes.
But if you're self-driven and if you're responsible and you care and you want to learn and you are intrigued by real estate and you interested in, I would definitely encourage you looking into this career, because it's a very exciting career. It's not boring for sure.
Yeah.
And you can make decent money, or a lot of money if you want.
Oh, you can make a shitload of money if you're good at it. I mean, and anybody
you
can
express
make a
yourself better
shitload
than I
of
do.
money
Yeah,
a couple of months a year. But the good ones that are really helping people, that's where you're consistent. I mean, I don't want to ever shy away from that, because listen, we're doing a lot of things to make the money. That's not, there's no, like, I would always put my money on the table. Like, this is exactly how it was made. Like, I have no qualms about that ever. But what you said is perfect. I just want to wrap it up in a bow. Like, one, obviously, you know, Meldina has talked about like identifying those people that you should be around and getting around them. So like, yes, I totally suggest getting into a group setting where you can figure out, you know, a group setting of those people that you know you vibe with, that are like where you want to be, right? Not where you are, but where you want to be. And then show them that you're there to kick ass and you're going to eat shit. Or my dad would be like, well, you got to shovel shit sometimes. Like, go shovel the shit and see who else is around. Then talk to those people while you got the shovel in your hand, while you got a bunch of shit in your hand. Talk to the people around you. And I'm like, oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. And but don't go in there thinking like, well, I'm gonna figure out the best way to negotiate my split. You know, like, go do it for fucking free. Just figure out who the people are you want.
If you're gonna make 50% somewhere and make deals, or make somewhere 100% make no deals, doesn't make any sense. Because
like,
money,
if they're that young,
100% of nothing is nothing. You know.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Definitely, I would not look at the splits. I would look what you can gain from this person. It doesn't have to be a big company. It could be small company. It could be somewhere you feel comfortable, but you can benefit from. Because that's what's number one important thing, especially if you're starting out. You need to benefit, you need to learn, and you need to be mentored. But it cannot come by itself. It has to come from you, and from your heart, and from your. You have to want it. So, you know, sometimes you wake up in the morning, you're like, what do I do? You have to figure out what you do.
Yeah. You go.
You just have to keep going, whatever it is.
Do something. Do a fucking jumping jack. I mean, seriously. I've gone through that, you know. I was sick. I had a shock alarm, because, and it was two parts. One, I was getting up at 2:00 in the morning and my wife was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I can't go back to bed. So I started Googling like silent alarm. Well, this thing shocks you and puts you into fight or flight mode. So it didn't matter at that point if I had a bad morning. I was like, whoa, and then go. So if you got issues, there's a way to overcome them. There's technology. You could have your spouse slap you in the face. Anything that's out there, it's not a problem. It's just some shit in your head. So, and if you got issues with that, call Meldina. She'll kick you.
Oh my God. I don't deal with the issues in the head though.
No. Yeah, just tell people like,
I'm just joking with you.
sack up, buttercup.
Oh my God.
Meldina,
That's really
so
good way to say it. I wouldn't say any better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really, at the end of the day, I'm like inspired again, because I have it tattooed on my wrist, not because I'm, again, the all-knowing. It's because it's a constant reminder. And you are like the definition of going now and forward. And you said it, and it's etched into my mind now, as like an attached word to you, like advancement, like advance.
Right. Never look back. Doesn't matter how bad it is. Just keep going.
Yes.
I think that's the secret.
Yes. Thank you. And
don't waste your energy on negative. Just keep going, but look positive.
And that's why the name of the podcast is, you know, Chicago Real Estate Secrets, because I want to uncover the fact that we already have them. We know them. There's a freaking book, there's a movie, all that stuff. But like, guys, the secret is just step into the fucking game. It's life. There's no integration. It's just Meldina riding her fucking bike, doing a podcast, gonna go sell a house, pick up her kids,
and
go
I'm
to
at a
the
gas
fucking
station.
grocery store. That's what I'm saying.
I have 4 miles left on my car to drive, so I'm sitting in a gas station waiting to finish so I can put my gas
love
on.
it. And so another person not so comfortable with themselves is like in the office going, shit, I need to get gas. I really wanted to ride my bike. I should have been there. And you're like, well, I did those things and I did the podcast because I'm a fucking warrior. That's what I did. So anyway, thank you again for coming on.
Nice talking to you. You're welcome.
It's fantastic. And you know what? One more time, if people want to get in touch with you, I know the location of your office, but what's a phone number? What's a website? Where can they go look at your houses? How can they buy your stuff?
My stuff. Okay, 773 773-491-9045. 773-491-9045. It's my cell phone. MeldinaRealty.com is my website. Facebook, Meldina Dervisevic, or Investors Meldina Realty Group. So join me. I do have a YouTube, I have Zillow, I have all these accounts. But just call me. You know, very simple. I'll answer back. It will be on me on the other side and talking to you, and very casual, like I'm talking to you.
It's fantastic. And guys, check her out on social media. It's pretty cool. When I say she's gonna kick you around, I'm serious. She can kick your ass, your face, whatever you want, because she's the hell of a kickboxer from what I can see on the videos too. So,
Yes.
pretty cool stuff.
I'm not afraid.
Versatile warrior over here, folks. So thank you once again. We appreciate it. Go get your gas.
You're welcome.
And, we'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you soon.